Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mckenna. I run a small filmmaking company called SYPH3R Studios. We mainly focus on weddings and commercial work. And if you have noticed, I've been making a couple of videos like sessions, like to talk about my growth into filmmaking. And today I want to talk about something controversial. Some people might hate this video, but some of you that just want to learn and know more, you appreciate something like this. I mean, I'm not going to go in depth in this video, but if you want me to, let me know and I'll take it a little bit further. Today I'm going to be talking about cameras. I'm not going to be telling you what camera to buy or which company to go with. All the cameras that I'm going to talk about are great cameras, but you have to decide which one is right for you. What are you going to choose? Are you going to go with Sony, Canon, Fuji, Panasonic? Whichever one you go with, they're all great cameras. The question is, can you use it to perform the work? Meaning, can you film a wedding or whatever you're going into? If it's YouTube, if it's commercial work, can you use your tool to accomplish that goal? And for me, I decided to go with Fuji. I've used Fuji for part of my whole career, which I started last year with this channel. And you know, Fuji has, they have their ups and downs. So does every other company. I'm not here to talk about the specs of Fuji, or I'm not here to talk about how Fuji is better than Sony or how Canon is better than Panasonic. I don't care. I just want to use the camera, the tool, for what it's meant for, which is make great video. If you don't have the money to buy a camera in the beginning, that's okay. You can use your phone. I'm not telling you can use your phone to shoot a wedding, but to create YouTube videos, you can definitely use your phone. I've seen some great images from the phone this past year, and I'm really sure that a phone can actually shoot a damn wedding, but I'm not gonna do that. But you can definitely use your phone to create great content. The thing is, you have to watch your settings. Settings make the big difference. So I frankly went with Fuji because I was starting this business. I wasn't sure what camera to go with, and I didn't have a lot of money. So I figured, you know what, I could go the cheap route and get something cheap. But I really didn't know what to do. So I started watching videos on camera, and a lot of cameras that I kept seeing, the most cameras I kept seeing online and people making videos is the Sony. I kept seeing the Sony. It kept coming up. Sony this, Sony that. The A7S2, the A7R2, the A7R3. Sony just kept coming up, and frankly, I was like, I guess everybody's using it, so it's a great camera. But little did I know that the price was gonna be something I didn't want to shed starting my career. So what I did was I researched all the Sony cameras, like the crop sensor cameras, like the A6000, the A6300, the A6500, and even those cameras were well over $1,000. Some now they're lower, but back then when I was looking at them, they were well over $1,000. And then looking at the lenses were pretty much almost the same price as the camera. The A7S2, those lenses, the G Masters, they're $1,500, $2,000. I wasn't gonna pay that much starting a career. I didn't even know if this is where I wanted to go. But what I did was I started looking. I looked at Canon. They were great. They were you could get some cheap options for the Canon, but the thing with the Canon was they were not future-proof in their cameras. That means most of the cameras I were reviewing or watching videos on had 4K. But the Canon, I think the only camera that had the 4K at the time I was looking at the video was a 1DX Mark II, and that was $6,000 back then. So I was like, yeah, right, that's not happening. So I kept looking and I kept looking, and I came across a video from a guy named Palle Schultz, and he had an XT2, I think, an XT2, and I watched his video and I saw the images he was creating. I'm gonna put a link to his video down there, but I was just amazed by the quality, and I was like, hey, Fuji, Panasonic, those were the two options I stayed with. I stuck with those two options for well over a month, just pondering who would get my money. So I loved the Panasonic, but they were just, that crop was just crazy. So if I had to go wider with the lens, I had to buy like a 7mm lens to go as wide as I. Even then, I'm still getting 14mm. So I was like, and you know, the lenses were not cheap. But the thing with the Panasonic is they had a lot of options. A lot of lenses could be mounted on a Panasonic camera. That means they were very easily adaptable to Olympus lenses, Canon lenses. So that was a great option. But that crop was not something I wanted to deal with. So every lens I had to buy, I had to pretty much multiply by 2, and that was my focal lens. So I was like, hey, you know, I like full frame, but I just couldn't. So I settled, you know what, if I find a crop sensor that's 1.5, like something like a 80D that shoots 4K, something like that, I would go with that, because you know, it's not, you know, I didn't want to pay the full frame money, and I didn't want to crop from the Micro Four Thirds. So with that being said, I saw Fuji and I researched, and everything came positive. There was a lot of videos coming out with the X-T2 was such a great camera. You know, I didn't care about the name Fuji. I didn't care about, but what I cared about was the image quality, what you would see, the end result. Because when you shoot in a wedding, the couple, they're not gonna ask you at the end of the day, what camera did you shoot with? The result is what's gonna speak for itself. So I finally decided to go with the X-T2, and after I went with the X-T2, you know, and started working with it, I started learning the ins and outs for cameras. So pretty much the whole of last year, I was learning about cameras, like studying a lot of courses, a lot of filmmaking courses that I took. I bought a lot of like educational courses to, you know, hone my craft in this business. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter what camera you go with. Whichever one you go with, I'm sure is a great option. As long as you can use it to produce, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. So now, with that being said, I have the Fuji X-T3 right now, and setting it up pretty easy. There's a lot of videos to set it up. What I want to say about that is, creating content with the Fuji X-T3, you have to be very, very careful and mindful of what you're doing, because there's so many new options. Even last month they released the firmware 2.0, which introduced hybrid log gamma HLG shooting. I didn't know what that was, so I had to study up on it, read up on it, understand what it is before I could start using it. And frankly, that is a great option to shoot with. The only negative about that is your ISO is bumped up to 100, but you can use an ND filter. So Fuji is great in low light anyways, and you don't see a lot of grain till you get to the 64, the 32 and the 6400s. So, I mean, frankly guys, what I'm trying to tell you, this video is, whatever camera you're shooting with, enjoy it. Let it be a tool that you use to make great content. And with that being said, I'm out, guys. I hope you like this video. Subscribe. Ask any questions you want to ask. I'm going to try to post a little bit more videos coming up in a few days. And before I go, Scott Mckenna, I saw this early this morning. Scott Mckenna is challenging creators to a 30-day challenge. Can you believe that? 30 days of creating videos. I think I'm on day 3. I think I posted 2 videos. I think I have posted 2 videos, and this video will be out today, the 3rd of January. So I'll be on day 3. I don't know if I'm gonna make 30 days, but surely it's a challenge that you have to challenge yourself and try and see how far you get. So guys, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace. One love.